Hello dear crypto friends, and welcome to this new day in the crazy crypto market. So many people often ask me, Sebastian, which altcoins should I buy? Because let's be realistic, the train for Bitcoin to make insane crazy gains with Bitcoin has passed. You will not make an X100 or X200 anymore with Bitcoin, but you might be lucky and make such returns with some altcoins. And of course, now the art is to find these altcoins where such a high possible return of invest is still possible. So what then is a strategy to find the best altcoins with the highest possible return of invest? Well, let's take a look at a few altcoins that are, in my opinion, interesting. And for that, we will just go through CoinMarketCap and go through some coins, and we will assess if they are interesting, are they a buy or are they not a buy. We will just go through the list here from high to low and pick out some of the most famous altcoins and then look at them and analyze them from a potential return of invest perspective. Does it make sense to buy this altcoin? Will you quite likely achieve a high return of invest? Or maybe is it not such a good idea to buy that altcoin anymore because it has already pumped too much? So let's start. We start with Ethereum, which is the second biggest coin after Bitcoin and the biggest altcoin, because it still is an altcoin, because the definition of an altcoin is every coin outside of Bitcoin. Bitcoin maxis love to call every other coin an altcoin, and I will stick to that definition basically. So that is Ethereum. So this is the Ethereum chart on CoinMarketCap. It's logarithmic. And I will always start from the low in 2020, the Corona low, and we will just see how high it has climbed. So the COVID low for Ethereum was at 110, and now we are trading at 2,660. So this is an X26, a 26 factor increase, about, or let's say 25 point something factor increase from the low in March 2020. Now we do the same with XRP. XRP had a low at about 14 cents, something like that, 14 cents in March 2020, and we are now trading at 73 cents. So we can see that XRP has only risen a factor of about 6 as compared to the low in 2020. So this is a factor 4 worse performing than ETH, Ethereum, which, as we saw, is now trading 26 times higher as compared to the COVID low in 2020. So we can thus say that if you want a higher possible ROI, you might get a better chance with XRP if you buy now. I'm talking about if you enter the market now as compared to ETH, right? And also we should keep in mind that the market cap of ETH is a lot higher than of XRP, so there's more room to the upside for smaller coins than for bigger coins. The next coin is a new one. It's called Terra with the abbreviation Luna, and it had its low. It's a relatively new coin, so we have to go further left. It had its low in March 2020 at 12 cents and is now trading at a respectable $90. So this coin has risen by a factor of 747. It has risen a factor of 747. Now, I personally would not be comfortable buying a coin now or entering a coin that has already risen a factor of 747 from the COVID low in March 2020. I would be much more comfortable buying a coin that has risen a factor only 5 or 6 or 10 or something like that, in that ballpark, instead of a coin that has risen multiples of 100. Just saying, you know. Next coin is Solana. So Solana is a very new coin and it didn't even exist in March 2020. But we have an area here where the market was still pretty low, and it had its low at 51 cents in May 2020. Okay, and now we are trading at $95. So this is about a factor of 200 higher than the low. So this is a coin, we are talking about a coin here that is a factor of 200 higher than during the low. Does it make sense to buy a coin that has already risen a factor of 200 as compared to a coin that has risen a factor of 6, 7 or 10? I would say no. Let's go on to the next coin. The next coin is Cardano. Cardano, similar picture. So it had its low at 2.4 cents in March 2020 and is now trading at 86 cents. So this is like a factor of about 40 higher, a factor of 40. Now that is already a lot better than compared to Terra, Luna or Solana. That is a lot better. They were factors of hundreds higher, and this one is a factor of 40 higher. So that is already quite a lot more interesting in my opinion. Has still pumped a lot as compared, for example, to XRP, even compared to Ethereum, but it's still a lot better as compared to crazy coins like Luna and Solana that have pumped a factor of 800 or 200. Avalanche. Now Avalanche seems also to be a new coin. It had its low in late 2020 at around $3 and is now trading at $78. So let's say a factor of 35. Or no, I'm too stupid to make calculations. A factor of 25, okay? A factor of 25. So that is about the same factor that Ethereum had. So would I buy a coin that has risen a factor 25? Certainly a lot more, with a lot higher probability than a coin that has pumped already a factor of 200 or 800. That is clear. Next coin is Polkadot. Now Polkadot had its low in August 2020, shortly before it started. When it started trading, it was at $2.87 and now it's at $17. So that, in my opinion, looks really good. This is a coin that is now only about five times higher than its absolute low. So we are talking about a coin here that has not pumped a lot as compared to its absolute low, and therefore, in my opinion, represents a good buy. So until now, in my opinion, the two best buys that we had until now are XRP and Polkadot. Next one is Dogecoin. Now Dogecoin went completely crazy. Thanks a lot, Elon. Thanks for shilling Doge, you know. But I forgive you, Elon, because you make other cool stuff. You build cool electric cars and send rockets to space. So I forgive you, okay? So Doge had its low at 0.15 cents. Yes, 0.15 cents. So $0.0015 in March 2020 and is now still trading at 0.12, okay? So 0.0015 and 0.12. So it's still trading around a factor 100 higher than it used to trade during the COVID low. So this is quite a lot worse than what we have seen before for Polkadot. So in my opinion, Doge is still overvalued. Just from a charting perspective or from a pumping perspective, this coin is, in my opinion, still overvalued. I would not touch it. And Shiba Inu, if I say already that Doge has pumped too much, you can be sure that Shiba Inu, I would like, if that here is Shiba Inu, I would like make a huge round, like I would go around Shiba Inu. I wouldn't touch it like if my life depended on it, because we look at it, how low it was trading. There are so many zeros here. I cannot even tell how many zeros. 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros, 1, and now it's trading at only 4 zeros and 2. So it's still trading a factor of 1,000 or factor 2,000 higher than it used to trade. So I'm really sorry, but this is for me still an extremely overvalued coin, and it beats all coins. It beats even Dogecoin. I would never ever buy this coin. Next coin is Polygon. I don't know anything about Polygon. I just put it here because I randomly selected it. It had its low in March 2020 at 0.008, and now we are trading at 1.5. So this is a factor 187.5. Okay, I would say this coin is overvalued. I would not touch it. I wouldn't touch it. I'm sorry. I'm just telling you what I would do, right? Next coin is wrapped Bitcoin, whatever the hell that is. Wrapped Bitcoin. Okay, so it appears that wrapped Bitcoin is just doing the same that Bitcoin is doing. and it's trading around 10 times higher than during the, almost 10 times higher than during the low. So I don't know anything about the features of Wrapped Bitcoin, but just from a charting perspective, it seems to follow Bitcoin 1-to-1. So you will not get insane ROIs. We all know that you will not get insane ROIs anymore from Bitcoin. Bitcoin can hit in this rally. I often say, like, if we look at the long-term chart of BTC, you know, this is our chart right now, the daily chart, and this is the long-term trend channel. And I always say that we are going to probably likely make the top by the end of the year or early next year. So we are looking at a price of 230,000 maximum. We are now trading at 40,000. So this is not even a factor of 10. Okay, we are talking about a factor of 6 here, 5 to 6. This is a factor of 5 to 6. So in my opinion, if you are satisfied with a factor of 5 to 6, that's fine. If you come from the stock market, you will be very happy about such gains. But we are in the coin market, so everything below 10x is for us a brutal disappointment. We look on the chart and say, like, what? Only a 10x? I'm sad. I'm crying. I'm almost crying because I only have a 7 or 8x. Like, what the hell is that? So we are in this market to make over 10x. That is like, we enter the crypto market because we want to make more than 10x. So we are searching for coins that still have a high potential to pump until the end of the year, right? Next coin is Kronos. So Wrapped Bitcoin, no. Kronos, what's that? Let's have a look at Kronos. In March 2020, it traded at 3 cents, and now it trades at 40 cents. So it's a factor of like 12 higher than in March 2020, right? Okay, 12 or 13 higher, so that's still okay. That might still work. That's 100 times better than Shiba or Dogecoin or Luna and all those coins that are a factor 100 and more already above the March low. Let's go to Tron. Now Tron is interesting. It had its low at 0.0087 and now it's at 0.05. So this is not even a factor of 10, right? This is like a factor of 7 or something like that higher. This is only a factor 7, so we are now in the same ballpark as, for example, XRP and Polkadot. So for me, this looks like a good buy. So if I would enter the market, I would add Tron to the list of coins that are interesting to buy. Next one is Stellar Lumens. The Stellar Lumens are at Stellar Lumens had the low at 3 cents in March 2020 and are now trading at 18 cents. Okay, 3 cents, 18 cents, that's only a factor 5. That is amazing, only a factor 5 higher. Like, come on, that is a buy. So Stellar Lumens is added to the list of interesting coins that we can buy if we want to enter the market and get the highest possible ROI. Next is IOTA. IOTA had its low at 11 cents in March 2020 and is now trading at 73 cents. So this is very similar to XRP. This is a factor almost 7 more than during the low. So this is, I would add this instantly to the list of interesting coins I would certainly buy. Next one is NEO, the chosen one, right? So it had its low at $5.3 in March 2020, and now it's at $24, $22. So this is not even a factor 5. Like, this is a factor 4. This is like one of the best coins, I would say. Only a factor 4 higher than during the March low. I mean, seriously, this is like a very good. Just looking at the pump, it didn't pump quite a lot, and there's, in my opinion, a massive potential return of invest for this coin. Even more so considering that it's very low on coin market cap. It's ranked 60. So if it's ranked 60, the lower we go on coin market cap, the higher the potential for insane pumps, because more money can, because if a given amount of money enters a lower market cap coin, it can create much higher movements and can pump a low market cap coin much more, of course, than a high market cap coin where the market cap is already a much higher. So more money would be needed to move this coin consequently. So the lower you go on CoinMarketCap and the lower the market cap becomes, and if you find such a coin that has low market cap and has almost not pumped at all, is only a factor 4 higher than during the March low, that is for me an insta buy. That is an insta buy. Next one is Dash. Okay, Dash is a fascinating coin because it had its low at $43 and it's now trading at $93. So it's now only a factor 2 higher than during its low in March 2020, which for me is absolutely insane. Dash, like, this is absolutely crazy. I don't know what is happening with Dash, but this is the worst performer. This is the worst performer in this rally, and I don't know exactly why. So for me, if I would enter the market, Dash would be an absolute buy. The best buy that we had until now, to be honest. Next one is NEM. NEM was at 0.034, so at 3.4 cents in March 2020, and it's now at 9 cents, 9.8. So this is like only a factor 3 higher. So this is not much better performance than Dash. So until now, Dash and NEM are the best coins in my opinion. They have almost not pumped whatsoever. So they have a massive potential return of invest in my opinion. Next is Kutum. Kutum had its low at $1 in March 2020 and is now trading at 6.16. 6 times higher, still a very nice, so it's still quite undervalued. I would say it's a buy. I would say it's a complete buy. So these were a few examples of coins, and you can do this exercise yourself. You can go through CoinMarketCap, just open CoinMarketCap, go through all the coins which you find interesting. For example, if you say, I heard about this coin, it has interesting features, or the developers, I know the developers, or you think the coin solves a problem and therefore will take off because it's really having a unique selling proposition. Then go ahead and investigate the coin from this market perspective, if it makes even sense to buy it. Because if this coin has good features, but it has already pumped a factor of 1000 or 500, it will be of no use. Because what else? What do you think? It will pump a factor of 10,000 or 100,000? Very, very unlikely. So you cannot get such a massive ROI. Whereas if you buy a coin that is still trading very low and hasn't pumped quite a lot, the probability that it will pump is a lot higher, that you get consequently a higher return of invest. So that is basically my altcoin strategy. I'm not the technical type of guy. I used to be in the early days in 2013 and 14 when I started. I was very idealistic. I looked through all the features of the coins. Wow, this coin is good. It has very nice features. It has a good development team. I was reading up what the coins are doing, you know. And after a few years, I got disillusioned when I found out that people absolutely don't care at all what features the coins have. People only care about hype. And I think this was impressively demonstrated, this coin round with Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, because they were hyped by Elon Musk and they pumped like crazy. Whereas other coins that have really good features try to really solve existing problems and have good development teams and actually do something, they didn't pump at all. That's absolutely, for me, crazy. And this is the absolute confirmation. This is the proof, the 100% proof that features and development team and what stuff like that doesn't interest anyone. It's only about hype. Okay, hype is what matters. That doesn't mean that a coin that has good features and a good development team cannot pump like crazy. If it develops hype based on those features, it can pump like crazy. But a coin that has absolutely no features and just exists because it has a funny name can outperform the coin that has good features just because of hype. So in the end, hype is stronger than features. That is very important. So I have given up researching all the features of the coins and what they are doing, what they are solving. I have given up on that a long time ago. I did this in the early days. So I'm just going through the list here and just looking at the coins that haven't pumped a lot, and then I buy them, you know, and that's my strategy. It's a super simple, stupid strategy, and of course, I'm doing this based on the conviction, on the belief that Bitcoin. I told you last time, Bitcoin. If we look at the chart here, let's just have a small look at the long-term weekly chart. So this is the long-term chart. It's the good old logarithmic Bitcoin chart since the very beginning. And I told you, I think we are kind of in a running flat, in a running flat scenario. So Bitcoin is doing this so-called running flat Elliott wave. And I mean, there are different kinds of flat patterns. I haven't told you enough last time. I have told you about the running flat, right? But there are expanded flats and regular flats. And if we do an expanded flat, the C wave now will actually be lower than the A wave. So that could mean that we might, it's not excluded that we do a new low, right? So this is like A, B, C, and that we are going lower than in the A wave. That is not excluded. It can happen. And we shouldn't be completely sad or mad about it, because this is then an expanded flat and it can still pump like crazy. These are the flats in the bull market, by the way, and on the right side in the bear market. They also exist in bear markets, of course. Yeah, so we will keep an eye on this if it does a new low or not, but even if it should do a new low, it's still kind of in a flat pattern, and I'm still convinced that by the end of the year we will pump due to macroeconomic events. I told many times about inflation. Inflation is still going crazy. The Fed will not hike interest rates like they planned to because of the new geopolitical crisis in Eastern Europe. So they will not do it because they will crash the whole world economy. So basically free money printing, because you know money printing is always the solution to every problem. That will drive up inflation even more, and inflation is already insanely high, and the supply chain issues are already crazy high, and they will get even worse now because of the situation in Eastern Europe. So the Fed will not have many possibilities what to do, and they will say, okay guys, let's not raise the interest rates so much, and then we basically have even higher inflation, and then Bitcoin will go absolutely crazy. That is my theory. And also if we look at the Dow Jones, I showed you also this insanely similar pattern that the Dow Jones has been doing as compared to the bull market from 1914 to 1929. So in the green line you see the bull market, the Dow Jones from 1914 to 1929. This is the famous 1929 crash, and this is an overlay of the current Dow Jones, and we see how insanely similar it is. And if it's doing the same thing, and I think it is doing very similar stuff, then we are really here. We are at this low here, and it will, so of course I should overlay it. So we are here at this low, right? And we then get a last pump here, and it would take us, okay, August, it says here August 2022, but of course the timings are not super precise, because you can see that it's not one-to-one exactly perfectly like that, but there are sometimes a few differences. So a plus minus a few months of difference is well within the tolerance range. So therefore I think this also points to a last brutal pump, because if I say we are here, then we get this last insane peak until we get a brutal correction, which might happen. I think it will not be as insane as 1929, but who knows? I mean, we get from one catastrophe into the other, you know, first viruses, now insane wars. Maybe a huge world economic crisis will come next, you know, to just round off this nice shit show that we have been living in since last years, you know, to top it off with another insane thing that just keeps hitting into our faces, because why not, you know? So I hope not, of course, I hope not, but you should prepare it. We should all be prepared for insane stuff to happen. But luckily we have coins, and we might see this huge rally as I showed you towards the end of the year. So if that happens, I showed you the most interesting altcoins that you can buy right now that give you a very high potential return of invest if you enter the market right now to sell in December, January 2023, February 2023, when we reach, in my opinion, the top. And then you exit the market and you get a very nice potential return of invest. But this is just my opinion. This is not financial advice. You know the drill. I'm not a financial advisor, so I cannot guarantee you that this will happen. Do your own research, please. These are only probabilities. You know, we live in a quantum mechanical universe governed by probabilities. We live in a probabilistic universe, so nothing is 100% determined and set in stone. So that was a small excursion into the realm of physics. Yes, friends, yes, that happens sometimes. So yeah, thanks friends for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a bit about coins and stuff. And I would say see you next time.